We are live.
And welcome back to An Unkindness of Idiots, where a group of friends come together to discuss their weeks, their lives, and subject matters of the day. I am joined by my beautiful cast as we are groupedly hosting this fantastic association of the Sisterhood of the Traveling of the Pantsless. In this corner, we have a raging homoerotic bald man by the name of Sangaku.
I can neither confirm nor deny those statements.
Okay, well, naturally, Schwibbler. Next up, we have the fart ghost with the most. We have Phoenix.
Hey, how you do?
Hell yeah. And then, of course, you have myself, the devil in the details, Wyatt. Hi. Hello. Hi. Hi, how are you? And then, of course, we have the purple-haired miscreant and also Fox. Give it up for Skoy.
I'm watching you, Wazowski.
What?
God, with those eyes, I believe it.
Is that a Monsters Inc. reference?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, Monsters Inc. is one of the greatest cinematic adaptations of my brain cells of all time. And as stated before, we are the Kindness of Idiots. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and click on the bell notification to have it scream at you whenever we want to show you ourselves and show ourselves off to you.
Mm-hmm.
Look at them dangling in your face. You know you like it. But yeah, aside from slowly breaking down emotionally, how is everybody doing? How is our bald Sugarbush Crusader doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. My voice is almost completely back, so that's always great. Yeah, but otherwise I'm doing pretty well. It is very hot here in Canada land today. I think it was high of 35, which is
holy shit,
like 100. I don't know how hot.
Yeah, 35C. That's like 103 almost.
Yeah, so very warm day here.
That's hot.
Busting out the AC.
Yeah, fucking heat wave. Summer is coming in my pants for right now. I can sure it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything big happen at the slowly dwindling away workplace?
No, not huge. Nothing big. We lost a team member, so that's something.
Oh yeah, I whenever I had seen places go out of business, I saw that there is a distinct rise in theft of employees. So I was curious if anything somebody tried to steal anything big.
My store's actually been pretty good for that.
That's good.
A lot of them it has been really bad, but ours has been relatively good. There's obviously some exceptions,
right?
But for the most part, it's pretty good. Thankfully.
Oh yeah.
I mean, less work for me, but I mean,
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ruining pants. Yes, fuck your pants. Thank you. Phoenix, how has your week today been?
My face hurts, but other than that, it's pretty good.
Anything big happen? No,
nope.
Nothing?
Nothing exciting to britches currently.
Those poor britches have to remain without being lit on fire.
Exactly.
Yep.
I mean, you did have your face stabbed, so that's something.
That is true.
Yeah, he went to the dentist. They did some dental work.
Yep.
They were a bit pedantic about it, but
And they stabbed him.
You get stabbed emotionally every day. My week, I had such a wild week at work, I can't explain it because of HIPAA. Needless to say, there was a person who was at my workplace who was infected by a certain type of blood disease, and they proceeded to bite into their arm to get themselves to bleed and fling blood at one of my coworkers.
Jesus.
Charming.
Pretty hot.
That's a nightmare.
Thankfully, I didn't have to really deal with it, but that alone just filled me with fear.
Well, you could talk about the incident right before you left.
Oh my God! Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
you could talk.
Okay.
You
So
could talk
I
the hell
actually
out of
had
that.
a terrifying event happen. I actually, like, as it was happening, I had to send pictures, like, to prove. I was sending them to Sky to be like, "Hey, I'm not fucking around. Someone's trying to break into the facility." like no joke. So what happened was, I went outside. I went outside to toss trash into one of the big bins. Toss some motherfucking trash right into the bin. Not when I say bin, I mean those big ones outside for the dumpsters.
Yeah,
Sorry.
dumpster. Mhm.
And I was tossing that shit in there, and I turn around and I see this guy. Like, he looked male, and it could, if it was a woman, it was a woman, but they looked male presenting, and they were standing beneath a hail of light. I could tell that they were likely Caucasian, and they were just looking at me. I looked at it and was like, I shook my head. I was like, whatever, dude. I didn't wave at them or anything. I probably, if I waved at them, probably I'd get a response. But after I was done tossing, I turned back to my bin, and they're just still standing there. And they have like I keep on getting weirded the fuck out because this is like actually kind of creepy. And so I start walking back, pulling. So when we toss out our trash, we have these bins that we throw our trash in. So I was dragging this bin. And I'm dragging it back towards the facility. I turn back and I look back, and he's not standing there anymore. And so I'm like, this is fucking weird. I stood there for a minute and I looked around for this guy. Because I was like, okay, he was right fucking there. And then I looked, and I saw someone peering out from the side of the dumpster. I said, no, fuck this. And I walked up, I made my way up to the door, and I went up to the door, and I got inside. I looked behind me, no one was there. I was able to get inside. I made sure the door was locked and the code was inputted. I went to my supervisor. I was like, this was really weird. No joke. Less than 30 minutes later, we go to the front and we find the front door had been broken. The manual entrance was recently broken because we could hear something. We go to check it. The door is ajar. And that's my supervisor. I took like pictures of it because we were like, okay, this is really fucking freaky. And so everyone, like, she had to put in, she's putting in for new cameras for the outside of the facility. We were like, nobody could walk out to their car by themselves. Like, nobody could, like, for the next like 30 minutes. We were all walking in groups and we didn't see anyone else. But that was like, there are some motherfuckers who will. I'm very sure that motherfucker was trying to like follow in. I don't think they were there to hurt anybody. I think they were there for the drugs that we have on fucking hand. But that shit fucking freaked me out for quite a minute. I was like, what the fuck? So that's my weekend.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, that was fucking weird. How about you, hon?
I got a lot of editing done. We have we've been playing a lot of the new Starship Troopers Extermination.
Hell yeah.
And it I never understood first-person shooters until I played this one. Like, now I a little bit crave it. I'm like, but we have some matches that we filmed that we're gonna be putting out uh over the next month or so. And we might have more, who knows? We all really enjoy the game, so but so come and watch us be goobers and listen to Wyatt speak very proudly about serving the Federation.
For the Federation, I will give my life.
Yeah, come listen to Wyatt being a fascist.
Oh
Yep,
yeah,
yep, yep.
hell yeah! I
What's
would be
new
such
there?
a good fascist.
Listen
Wait a
to
second.
us and strangers quote the movies.
Oh, so much, like so much quotation.
It's such a good crowd. Oh, and then there's the one track where I get denied medical help because I'm a woman.
Oh yeah,
Very important.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sengoku has
It
a lot to
still-
say during it.
So cracks me up. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That's when I had
Oh, my-
zero voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one little fraction where he squeezes out yeah in order to agree that he was ready to play one more round.
Yeah, and that's honestly the most I could give in that moment. That took
Oh,
all
yeah.
of me to force that out of my face.
You could hear it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So one of these days we gotta collect as many of our viewership as we can and see if we can fill a lobby.
Yes, you heard it here. The mobile infantry wants you. Join us. Service guarantees citizenship. Have you wanted to see the many stars? Have you wanted to bring fire to the war and grandiose destruction of the bug kind? Do you want to have babies? All of these and more, including educational options, are only found by becoming a citizen. 2 years of your life, and no less, but possibly more, shall be pushed in the service of the Federation, and together we shall crush the Klandathu menace. Join us on Valakia as we crush them in the name of the Federation.
Little
If you would like to know more, go below.
Little Freudian slip there.
Hell yeah. All I'm saying is...
the Freudian slip is the one that you do on purpose, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's also Freud is the one who said that everyone wants healthy relationships with their family.
Oh,
Exactly. No one
yep,
wants to
I
fuck
think
their
I
mom.
remember that. Exactly.
Yeah. Love your father and respect your mother, her boundaries.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
It's what Freud is known for.
The only good bug is a dead bug.
Yeah, that and sobriety.
Man, that was one of the most amazing things I found out. Like, does everyone, like, everybody knows that he bumped cocaine. Does anyone know exactly how much he bumped?
No.
He would have a raging headache if he didn't have at least an ounce of cocaine every single day.
I mean, we've all been there.
You know, you're right.
You know, we've all buried our face in a pile of cocaine, owned a tiger, and told our wife that her womb is polluted. This is standard stuff.
Exactly.
That every person just at some point in your life you deal with.
You know.
All those at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you
For
know.
the Federation, I will give my life. Sorry.
What's a Vault Hunter?
A what?
Duan.
Oh,
said,
a Vault Hunter from Borderlands? I mean, yeah, I mean, your opinion is wrong, but
Yeah.
Vault Hunters are, I mean, as I've said before, Borderlands 2 is a fun game. I dislike 1 and I dislike 3, but 2 is good.
Oh, so let's be real here. Vault hunters have zero plot. It's just like, oh, there are a bunch of people that like are looking for vaults. Anyways.
Oh yeah,
And that's like
okay.
the beginning, middle, and end of the story of most of the Vault
Absolutely.
Hunters.
They are treasure hunters.
Handsome Jack's a jerk, and we have that in common. And that's about it.
Handsome Jack did nothing wrong.
Agree to disagree. He stole my heart.
Anyone that could create a sentient horse just so that it can live in pain is a hero in my book. Oh, I'm sorry, a sentient horse made of diamonds.
Oh.
Handsome Jack is wild. He also really likes pretzels.
You know, we have that in common.
Also lets you know if they suck.
Mm.
But enough talking about your mother. We have other things to go on with. So any wacky, crazy, or maniacal stories that have come in the news up for Canada yet today?
Not so much today. Not that I've seen. Nothing big here. You know. Playoffs are wrapping up. Leafs are far out of it, so I don't really care anymore.
Oh yeah. The craziest bit of news that has come across in the last month, there was, so there was this guy who had died of an overdose and was the back of a medical van in an ambulance. This happened in Italy. He was riding with them and he passed away, and so they were like, okay, well, there's nothing we can do to bring him back. So they got him prepped and they were taking him to the hospital. The moment they moved him on a stretcher, his heart began to resuscitate with the thud of him moving to it, and his eyes shot open, and he was awake, and he immediately started screaming. So they rushed him inside of there, and he proceeded to die again. And so they were like, okay, we rushed him. We got him inside. He unfortunately passed away. One of them was like, no, the family comes, they make their way there. And I was like, has anything been done to try to save him? And they're like, well, he passed away and he came back. But he has passed away now. We checked his pulse. He is gone. And they're like, no, I love him. He was my husband. He proceeds to come back.
What?
His heart proceeds to start pumping again. For the now, third time. And they were able to get to work and stabilize him and save him. And he's alive. But when his wife went to him and said, what pushed you forward? What kept you in this world? Was as they were holding the hands and they were so happy, but the man just turned to his wife and said, well, I kept on like fading away, and I saw this light, and it really hurt my eyes, so I kept on looking away from it. And it's like this man fled death because he thought it was way too bright. And I find that fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Also, another crazy story. An Indiana man is dead after a grenade found in grandfather's belongings exploded. Yeah. As a 14-year-old boy and 18-year-old woman were sent to the hospital, they found a live grenade, accidentally pulled the pin while moving some of their grandfather's stuff, and sadly, the man is lost.
Aww.
And unfortunately, his two children were harmed by it.
Wow, Grandpa's a dick.
Yeah, Grandpa's a fuckhead.
He just hides a grenade.
Fucking live ordnance.
Yeah.
It was a souvenir from the war.
Yeah, it's a fucker.
You don't keep live explosives as
Stupid
souvenirs.
how often that happens. Yeah.
Oh, that's so dumb.
It happened stupidly a lot.
Even if you're gonna do that, at least store it right. Like put some tape on it and put it in a box or something. Like, let's just toss this live grenade loosely into this like scrapbook like box.
Fucking yeah, it's fucking wild. Last wild story actually comes from Australia, as an Aussie woman survived for 5 days on wine and candy in the Australian outback. She was on a vacation with her husband, and she left for when her car got stuck. Her husband had to walk down the way looking for police, trying to find her. And so while her husband walked, she stayed in the car drinking wine and eating candy for 5 days and was able to survive. She, quote, does not normally drink, but in this situation, I was really, really looking forward to not dying. And so I weighed the odds and got a little tipsy. And it paid off.
No, it didn't.
Nice.
That wouldn't help you survive. That would dehydrate you.
That's what she's saying. She's,
I'm calling bullshit on your story.
Woman.
Drinking alcohol.
You can call bullshit on me. This happened. This happened
story.
This May in Meta Bushlands in southeastern Victoria. Lillian was driving with her husband to Dartmouth, came to a dead end, and she got vehicle stuck. Husband went to go find help, and she survived only on candy and a bottle of wine, which she intended as a gift for her mother.
First off,
dependent on, because there are some wines that are only like 5, 6, 7% alcohol. They're practically more fruit juice than wine.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not hydrating. You know what I mean? Like, it's like there's no part of that.
Oh, that's fair.
It wouldn't hydrate you.
Yeah. Oh, immediately following this, Lillian was treated for devastating dehydration at a nearby hospital, but otherwise appeared healthy. But severe dehydration was a major contributing factor to any of her major difficulties. They even have a picture of the woman as she was saved. It's very purple.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the camera that they were using.
Yeah,
Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't believe the story. I think she totally had a bottle of water that she was just drinking on for the first couple days.
Yeah, maybe. They probably, to make it sound crazier, they're like, woman survives on a bottle of wine and candy. It was probably a little bit more than that, but she lived.
Yeah, that guy that kept coming back, I'm wondering if they just weren't very good at pronouncing people dead.
Might be it.
Yeah, I mean, they used to bury people alive all the time, so. Okay, here's the same story, but here it says 5 days with only a juice box and a bottle of wine. So now there's a juice box added to this.
Now there's a jukebox added to the story.
Get out of here! I don't trust this.
That's fair. All we know is there's a woman 5 days, and for some reason, booze and juice is bed and boozy is all that's going down. Interesting.
It's just a better story if it's just wine.
That's true. Here's another one if you guys are interested in one more wild story.
Sure.
This is straight from NPR. A woman gets 21 years for trying to kill her doppelganger with poisoned cheesecake. A Russian woman living in New York City was sentenced to 21 years for trying to poison her similar-looking friend with a sedative-laced cheesecake. The jury convicted Victoria Nasirova, 47, of attempting murder, assault, and other charges in February. Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz announced her sentence this week, nearly 7 years after the made-for-TV incident. A ruthless and calculated con artist is going to prison for a long time. New York Post reports the judge delivering Nasirova's sentence called her an extremely dangerous woman with a diabolical scheme to literally kill someone for looking exactly like her. Quote, there can only be one of me. This is the best way to deal with all problems. The circumstances of her mental health has come into question multiple times.
No, man. Like, if it worked for Jet Li, then it works for this Russian lady. It can be.
Oh,
anyone,
yeah.
You know, like every version of you that you kill, you become stronger.
Yeah. She attempted to kill
Highlander rules.
beautician Olga. Oh, so go ahead.
Oh, I said Highlander rules.
Exactly. Only can be one.
Yep.
Beautician Olga Zitskik. Whatever. Olga, home on August 28th. The two were very close in age and appearance at the time, the district attorney notes. Both had dark hair, the same complexion, similar physical traits. Additionally, they were both Russian speakers, even though Olga was actually Ukrainian. The two pieces of cheesecake offered third slice to Zevik. Then she felt sick after eating the cheesecake and went to lie down. She began to violently vomit, floating in and out of consciousness, terrified there was something seriously wrong with her. Then she said the last thing she remembered before passing out was seeing Nazarova walking out of the room and laughing at her. The next day, friends of her, Olga, discovered her unconscious in bed with pills scattered around her as if she was attempting to kill herself. She did not have a history of mental health issues, causing my only concern, but issues as upon immediately taken to the hospital for treatment. Upon returning, Olga realized that her passport and employment authorization cards were missing, as were gold rings and other superficial valuable items that were common with her appearance. When found and tried for the case, all that Nazarova was able to say about it was she only thought it was a sedative. She was trying to help her go to the long sleep.
Helping you go to
She
the long
did
sleep
this
is
for-
murder.
It is murder. She did all of this. Oh my god. Oh my god. $2,600. All of this was done to take $2,600 worth of items and to, quote, make sure that she never attempted to look or seem like me again. I am the only me. She is nothing.
Wow.
That's the most.
It is commonly... Go ahead.
That's the most Russian statement I've ever heard in my life.
Absolutely.
She is nothing. If she dies, she dies.
She dies. Oh my god. Nazarova has been charged with attempted murder and grand larceny. Her only defense, aside from this, upon receiving her sentence was, I am no killer. I am woman. Only woman. I love this quote. I am woman. I only woman. You've been tried for murder, bitch. You even said before that you didn't mind if she died. Oh my god, this is goofy.
But she committed the crime of having looked vaguely like her.
Exactly, you know? I am only me. If she dies, she dies. Oh my god, that is amazing. Crazy Russian lady. Anything else? Anybody, any other crazy events happen?
We're dealing with a bunch of wildfires up here. I feel like we're like California all of a sudden.
You become north to California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had one out west, and now we had another one in Nova Scotia on the far east.
Another one.
And another one.
Well, and California, like this is probably the first year in as long as I can remember that they stand a decent chance of not being on fire this summer, because the drought is officially over.
So
Yep, because of all the snow and rain that we got earlier this year.
What I'm hearing is California's a lightning rod that needs to burn so the rest of us can live peacefully.
Right. That was one of the things I wasn't saying to you, because literally before I hopped on to here, while we were having a cookout with my family, it was raining in the middle of our cookout.
Yep.
Of which, thank you, Santos, for coming over. Love seeing you, homie. Yeah, unlike,
That's
unfortunately,
awesome.
with all of you living forever elsewhere.
Right.
I did get to see Oz, but it was to know that he won't be able to join us for a long time.
Oh,
But don't worry, I'll see you bitches soon enough.
hell yeah.
William House. Hello, William House. Sacrifice, California.
Yeah, we'll just
Sacrificial lamb.
break it off and light it on fire and push it out to sea.
Yep.
It's the only way.
Let it burn. Let it burn. Let all those Californians burn. Their lives are not worth it to see now.
Did I mention that in 2.5 weeks I'm going to go spend 3 months in California?
Let it burn. Let it burn. Driving right into the storm.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
Sky.
no, my entire family is there.
That's just irresponsible. You know it's going to burn, and why are you taking them there?
We were all born and raised there.
That's not our fault.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Blame God.
In Canada.
Blame Canada. Blame Canada.
Wait,
No one
wait.
really lives there anyway. There it is.
Yeah.
Man, that makes me wet every time I hear it. All right, talking about traveling and going on adventures. Segue.
Mm,
Nice. Good.
brutal.
Tonight's it's still better than Oz's. That's not saying much. Sports. Sports. Okay. What we are doing and covering today is the beautiful act of travel.
You're ready for this?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We are covering the beauty of travel and engagement, traveling beyond our current borders and seeing the world for what it is. Each of us have done our own bit of traveling, as people tend to do, but that does not mean that we've gotten to go to the places that we most want to see. Maybe we have gone to, but we haven't gotten to do all the things we wanted to do there. So we are going around the world. We're going to be traveling to beautiful locations, maybe even some shitty locations, knowing my tastes. And we're going to experience what is so engaging about the places we want to go as individuals. Where do we want to see? What matters?
Just to be clear, have you guys ever left the country?
I have been technically out of the country by 20 miles.
Nope.
20 miles off of Key West, Florida, into international waters.
No, that doesn't count. You didn't go anywhere. You just
I went to the middle of the water.
Yeah, no. So no.
No,
I've been to Mexico, several islands in the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm. See, that's
That's
going to another country, Wyatt.
I was in water.
Yeah, no. No,
I
was
was
in
my
agony.
own island.
yeah.
I was in agony. There you go. I also have been drinking and smoking up to this point, so I am ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to go Copacabana up in this bitch.
That explains so much.
Oh, it does it now. Does it now?
Yeah, because you have an energy about you.
Oh, really?
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's get this going.
We have Manic Wyatt.
We do.
I am the manic panic,
Yup.
panicking every moment I breathe. All right. So, if we are ready to get started, we shall start. Well, either we can start with me and I can go first, or Sengoku, as the one on the far left, can begin things if he feels comfortable with it.
You can go ahead.
I can go. Okay. So I'll go ahead and set the system. So I'll start by asking everybody a pretty simple question before we go in order, one after the other. What is everyone's favorite method of travel? whether it's driving in a car or it's flying or going out on a boat, you know, driving around on a Zamboni, you know, what is your preferred method of seeing the world and going to places? Starting with you, Sengoku. Or I guess I could go, but I'll go. I'll go. My favorite method of travel is actually, no joke, I enjoy sailing quite a lot. But if I could do more travel over train, that would probably supersede it. But for now, I just love going out on a boat, going from area to area, going out fishing. There's just some fun about just going out on a boat and having it taking you from one destination to the next. Going on a little barge, driving your car into a barge and having the barge drive you to those locations. It's like a glorified boat. But yeah, any method of travel involving like sailing is just so much fun. It's exciting. I love going across the water. I don't get seasick, so it just ends up being a good time for me. How about you, Sky? We'll go wrap us around like a little rubber band.
Well, I get horribly motion sick, so any method, and I have anxiety, so any method of travel is kind of like painful. But I'd say the only one that I really get excited about is like a cruise. Like if I
Woo, boats for the win.
Yeah. If I am completely covered with Dramamine, or so I don't get sick. Yeah, like the leisurely cruise where I don't get crammed into a small space. That would be it. Because otherwise, yeah, cars no good.
Hell, okay. All about them cruises. How about you, Sangoku?
Well, I mean, ideally it'd be some sort of palanquin, just like carrying me about like a common Xerxes, but
Oh yeah.
those are so hard to come by these days. So
Absolutely.
I think driving's my favorite. I like
That's fair.
traveling, like as long as you have a comfy, reliable car, especially as someone who's like a giant. Any sort of air travel is a nightmare. Trains, buses, things like that are not.
It makes your knees difficult.
Yeah, so that's kind of a pain. Otherwise, like I like traveling those means, but usually it's not comfortable. So usually driving, you can put on your own music, you can take detours, you can do your own thing. But yeah, I've never I've done a lot of boats, but I've never been like out in the ocean on a boat, so I can't speak to that. But yeah, I'd say driving.
We all need to go on a cruise and film the entire thing.
Never going
Hell
on a
yeah.
cruise. I'm not a garbage person.
Hey, garbage people deserve places to go to. Besides, me and like several people are already discussing going on cruises. So,
Oh yeah.
We'll enjoy that. Enjoy your cesspool.
I will enjoy my pile of shit that produces more devastating heavy chemicals than any other mode or travel of transportation. And I will continue to travel on giant behemoths that cause more ocean current destruction than any other method possible.
Mhm.
I'll do that because I want to enjoy myself. Fuck
Yep.
the ocean.
Yeah, because they have good food sometimes.
Exactly. The food. That's why I went on a boat. Food.
As I've already discussed, you guys have no palate, so I don't trust the good food argument. It's just Olive Garden
I
on
said
the
sometimes.
sea. I don't trust it.
Olive Garden of the Sea.
Yeah.
When you're here, when your family.
Yeah.
When you're here, we give you food poisoning.
When you're
No,
here, we feed you. Oh yeah. Go ahead, Phoenix.
Favorite means to travel does have to be flight. Whether that be in the future we're on a spacecraft going to new planets, or currently just planes I used to hate planes. I used to be afraid of them. But I got over that at least. And there's something calming just about being on a plane.
Oh yeah.
Well, although I do end up getting some vertigo afterwards, it's still enjoyable.
That's fair. I mean, we weren't built to fly yet.
Yeah, I've never.
Hell yeah, planes are fun.
I've never heard someone describe flying as calming, though. That's a first.
It's calming for him. It's calming. Man.
Yeah, I'm just surprised.
Interesting. Yeah.
Most people, it's anxiety-inducing.
Well, if I could, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's actually one of the safer forms of travels.
It is. That is true. But not a lot of people believe it. But you're absolutely right. You're less likely to be in a car. There are less people that have been in a plane crash than there have been people that have been struck by lightning.
Yeah, but
There's
just so many variables that it's hard not to analyze it. Like,
you can get anxious, but if go ahead.
I was gonna say you always outweigh it with logic and reason, but then when like the plane is like you're in turbulence or something, that's not a great time.
Yeah, but there's people who drink Pabst Blue Ribbon and genuinely enjoy themselves. So I mean, anything's possible.
Pabst is all right.
More of them. I'm a Blue Moon man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's not beer. That's that's a dainty little wheat beer, but I do enjoy wheat beers.
I could enjoy a Guinness. You know, I'm okay with coffee drinks now.
Coffee
Good old
drinks?
stout. Yeah, like a bean stout. The Guinness stout. You never drink that? That's pretty good.
Guinness is a little strong for me.
What's wrong with Pabst?
How's Guinness stout? How's a stout coffee drink though? What do you mean? Is there a coffee
when it comes
version?
there's a coffee version. I'm remembering that I enjoyed.
Oh, okay.
Again, I'm a bit schnockled, so my mental recesses. Anyways, so starting with the locations, we go one location at a time per person, you know, and we're gonna go through this beautiful list. All right. So if someone came to me, hey Wyatt, you get to go to anywhere in the world, your top 3. Where would you want to go? In no particular order of these 3 locations or 3 places I would like to go. The first one that I will discuss is that very, very much I would enjoy going to Kenya, Africa. I have been greatly intrigued, and I am interested in visiting Kenya, walking Mount Kenya. Well, first we'll ask the simple question: how would I get there? Plane. I mean, so here's the crazy part: you can take a plane to Nairobi round trip for a little less than $1,000 from Oklahoma. From
Wow.
our airport, you can at Will Rogers to Nairobi, there and back, a 2-week excursion, less than $1,000. So
Wow.
500 both ways. So first things first, easy travel, easy fair trade. I'm like, fuck yeah. What sets this place apart from other places? So Kenya is actually the world's largest grower of tea. It has the most amount of tea and tea fields. It is a part of Africa that is super fucking green and mountainous. So it has beautiful vistas. It has lush territory that you can be able to engage, and it smells really nice in these areas because they're from where your ginseng tea or your black and milds. This is where they come from. You keep thinking, oh, they come from the Middle East. No, or the East. In actuality, much of it comes from Africa. So it has this style of the soil. The soil is very fertile. It's very lush. And so going on a tea drinking excursion, okay. Going out and getting to experience some of the cultural aspects that have been entranced by the production and exfiltration of English tea. At first, you're like, what kind of things do they have out there? There are 44 Aditic tribes of Africa. Each of them have their own dances, their own songs, their own style of play. It is an investing and engaging. Oh my God, Kenya! Where can you see lions? That's cute. I'm glad you bring that up because the Kenyan Wildlife Preserve has the most lions, tigers, lions, big cats. I should say, just term big cats of any excursive location in the world. It's well taken care of, and the guards on post are there voluntarily and have been able to stop quite literally hundreds upon hundreds of poachers from harming these animals. So this is a very safe, it's a very comfortable. There hasn't been a mutilation of any kind in Tsavo in over 20 years, which is hilarious for those who know about Tsavo. Where can you see the lions? Only in Kenya. Fucking love Weevil Stuff Productions. But yeah, I fucking love this place and getting to go and see the animals, getting to experience the cultural aesthetic that sets it apart from everywhere else that you can imagine. Who would I want to go with me? On this excursion to Kenya, I'd probably take a very small group because I know not a whole lot of people are invested or interested in going to Africa as much as I am. Like, I am interested in, I love the language of Swahili. I love the style of the people, the way they live, the way they think, the way they touch, the way they talk. And it's, very fascinating to me, but I know that not everybody would be intrigued. So I'd probably bring any of you that might want to go, maybe bring in, Victoria, maybe, but definitely I would bring, bring, shit, I'm a bit roasty. I would bring whoever most would want to go to Kenya, because it'd be nice. What activities do I most look forward to doing there? Not only going to the zoo, naturally, as I stated, but they have several excursions along the massive water basin. So Kenya is slowly over, like the past thousands of years, is breaking apart. So there becomes this more water ravines. And if you go in early May, you get to see the Walk of 1,000. What is this? Over 10,000 wildebeest migrate through Kenya to get to their natural destination. And to look and watch this it's over 20 times the size of the running of the bulls in Spain. It is a massive event, and it is amazing to see it happen. Because it literally moves the ground beneath your feet. And just to see that kind of sheer volume of something blows my mind. It sounds so fucking cool. And also getting to, of course, drink the local drinks. Who wouldn't want to drink some badass fucking tea? And this is not a joke, for over 8 ounces of tea, you can get it from there for about $1. So, and this is premium grade, right from it, ready to go tea. And so it tastes different. It's not been packaged or boxed up. You get it right from there. And so you get this real good, earthy, heavy taste right into you. You feel really good afterwards. There are also beautiful spices because of the sizable Indian population within Kenya, because of the construction of the trains by the colonizers. So you get this awesome mix of cultural aesthetic curries. It's this beautiful ship and shape of different colors and styles and creeds. And I'm just so excited. I'm excited to go see Nairobi. Getting to go all out and see each of the places. It looks so fucking cool. What are the dangers that I would have to be looking forward to there? really just poachers. Whenever like witnessing poor animals getting shot, I'd be like, no, it'd make my heart hurt. But thankfully, the teams have become very, very successful. But the dangers to myself, I could. So it's very unlikely. They, from what I've been learning, is that they very, very rarely will rob you in the conventional way. Instead, there are tons of tourist scams that can steal my money like a motherfucker. So I could definitely lose a lot of cash. Second, their neighbors in Somalia. There are a lot of Boko Haram have taken up heavy residency in Somalia, so you should really only go to places that are confirmed to be safe. Do not go to locations on the border with Somalia because terrorists will, especially if they see you honkies, they will blow things up and they will harm people. The Somali terrorists have attacked about 4 times since 2002. So it's definitely something you gotta be wary of, but you shouldn't be afraid of. If you're going through the country, you're gonna have a good time. Will I fit in or stick out? I actually will probably fit in okay because there's a sizable. Not for the reason you think. Not for the reason you think. There is a sizable amount of not only tourists but also a bunch of white people who do trade because Kenya has aside from Nigeria, has the largest trade with Europe. So Europeans travel through there all the fucking time. So me being a white person will not be crazy. Where I will definitely not fit in is in a lot of the cultural aesthetic. But here's the fun thing. Most cities throughout are predominantly English focused for the language because it's the language of business in Kenya. So I will not have a difficulty conversing with people in the major cities. But the moment I veer out from a city, the moment I go to these little like towns and villages, I will not be able to fit in very easy, if not at all. Some of them will be able to speak English, but a lot of them either speak Swahili or one of the 44 different languages that exists in Kenya alone. So that'll be... I will stick out when I go to the places on the outlying, but in the cities, I'll just be another fucking white dude who speaks English. That's what I've been told by multiple Kenyans who I work with, that it's that simple, that they're just like, hey, there's a bunch of fucking honkies. They didn't say honky, I said honky, but there's a bunch of white people because of trade. Kenya, and they rarely ever have any major issue as long as you stay in the cities. But if you go into the smaller towns and villages, you'll want to bring a translator.
You know Hakuna Matata, so you're halfway there.
Means no worries, Jumbo Rafiki is what I have a friend. He's been talking to me and explaining some Swahili common words, so it's really cool. What is something you would absolutely not do there? Apparently, there is a form of tourism, and it's a form of tourism where you go through the local tribes and you attempt their different customs. And one of the tribes they eat buffalo brains. I'm not eating anyone or anything's brains. Not my interests, Not what I'm going to do. I'm sure it's great for them, but I think that's how you get mad cow disease. No, but I'm not eating anything's brain. That's not my style. I also am not gonna be acting like a fucking buffoon when I go there, unless I'm dancing, because there is a sizable population, Islamic population, that I could very easily insult by simply being left-handed. So that's something I have to also be considerate of, is to not ever eat with my left hand. So there's a few things that I just got to read up on the cultural etiquette. You don't want to be an idiot when you go to places. Read about places before you go there. Don't just pick up your pack and just say, "Oh, I'm going to go to Spain for a weekend." Okay, buddy. And last but not least, what is the grand finale action I would do there? I would love for the final day that I would be there. I want to if when I go there, I would want to travel up Mount Kenya and get to experience it, and I would celebrate likely by carrying back. I don't know why, but part of me wants to carry back one of the rocks from near the top if I'm able to make the excursion, just to have something that shows that I made it there, and then I would fucking do a fucking smoke a bowl right on top of that rock, and then I take that rock home.
What
Be
about
my rock.
what about blessing the rains though?
I'm gonna leave that to Toto. They're a lot better at it.
Fair.
Thank you. But yeah, that would be Wyatt's first place that he would. Well, one of the first place I'm talking about. I would love to go to Kenya. It looks, sounds, seems exciting, fun, thrilling, and totally different than the cultures that I've grown and know. How about you, Sky? Where would you like to go? Was the first place you would love to go see?
You're muted.
You're muted right now.
Oops. Okay. Well, my answer is much more boring, but I want to go to the UK. I want to go to England. I want to see Scotland and Wales, and just really get that in all up inside me.
All up inside you is the turn of phrase you choose to use here.
Yep.
And how would you like to most travel there? Would you do it by cruise?
I would probably fly just because it's faster. Although if I did get to go, in a cruise along the coast, like see, France and Belgium, or, gosh, my brain is anyway. But yeah, I mean, I would love to do a cruise because I enjoy cruises, that they're much more leisurely. But yeah, I'd probably fly.
You want to enjoy the country from thousands of miles away from it, while eating
Yeah.
like shrimp.
Well, it's
Prawns.
right. Well, we're actually going on a 2-week cruise in December, along from like Japan down to Thailand. So, like, you spend a day or in each port. Usually it's, um yeah. But no, it's if I was to go to England, I would probably fly, and I would take my time.
Yeah. What what sets this place apart? What sets the UK apart from everywhere else? Or are you specifically meaning England?
The UK. Part of it is because a lot of my ancestry is from there. And so it would be a lot of like, kind of, I might be able to like find graves of my ancestors kind of thing.
Yes, the
Um,
colonizer's bloodline.
Yep,
Stuff.
yep, all the way back to Charlemagne. But yeah, so it's just kind of the amount of history. Like, America is an infant compared to the rest of the world.
Absolutely.
Like our historical things are 200 years old. There are things that are 1,000 years old in Europe, so that has a very interesting appeal to me.
Oh yeah. What and who would you take with you on this excursion?
Oh, I mean, I would love to take my mom, probably, um and then my boys. Yeah, I mean, just anybody who wants to go, really. Um, I have some friends that if they met me there, that would be awesome. But yeah, it would be whoever wanted to go.
Heck yeah.
Pretty
And what
much everyone I
activities?
know would want to go.
Yeah, that does sound pretty fun. What activities would you be most looking forward to doing there? What are major dangers of the travel here?
I don't know that there are a ton of dangers traveling to the UK other than like getting lost, I guess. It's a pretty safe area. Um,
I have
and
some
then,
English friends that would counter that statement.
well, I mean, it's not going to be any more dangerous than anywhere else. You know, it's like I grew up in a place that wasn't safe, so I have a sliding scale. It's my safe is different than a lot of people's safe. Um, not likely to get kidnapped.
What are
But
the
yeah,
activities you must be looking forward to?
oh gosh, I would want to see the countryside. I would want to, go to some pubs. I would want to, see some very, very old things like castles, and there's a lot. There's a lot of like really, like, I don't know that I'd want to do all the touristy things. All the touristy things are touristy for a reason, They're cool to see usually. So,
Oh yeah. Um, how well would you fit in here? Probably
pretty well.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty well, especially
Oh,
once.
you wanted from across the pond, eh?
No, what are you talking about?
Ah, fucking
Yeah.
white people.
Yeah. No, my old dance director said when she went to England that as soon as she started faking a British accent, people were a lot nicer to her.
Yep, that sounds about right. I have heard that on multiple occasions that even the shittiest English accent works for those people.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, so and I have a fairly decent English accent. It's not perfect or great, but it's decent.
And what are some things that you absolutely would not do while you're in the UK?
I would not kiss the Blarney Stone.
What? That's Victoria's home.
She lives in the Blarney Stone?
Oh, she's a Blarney.
Yeah, also
Yeah,
known as
no,
Slut Rock.
yeah,
Exactly.
I'm not gonna tongue the same thing that everyone else on my tour bus is
What,
tonguing.
you don't want to give it a little love tap around the buttocks?
No, I'm good. But yeah, I mean, I would at any time that I travel, um, I am all about experiencing food, experiencing, you know, life. It just is. So I would be eating my way through through the UK. I'm sure of it.
I shall consume the countryside.
Yes.
What
All
a
right.
terrible place to eat your way through, though. It's like, well, we have boiled food here, and then there's some boiled food here, and then we also have some boiled food over here.
Well,
The boiler's
know.
working extra hard today.
Yeah, UK not particularly known for their fine cuisines.
No, but experiences are experiences.
Would you eat haggis then?
Yes, I would try it.
Yes.
I'll try just about anything once.
Oh, but you won't kiss a rock.
Nope.
Yeah.
I don't
Nope.
need to. I have kissed rocks before, and they were not rocks that were tongued by 100,000 people.
Instead
in one
of go kick rocks, it's go kiss rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Were you saying something, Phoenix?
Nope. I just said I would try haggis as well.
Mm-hmm.
Haggis. I might give it
Oh.
a shot. And last but not least, what would be your grand finale action while you're here?
I don't know. It would depend how the trip went. I don't make a lot of decisions when I travel. Usually I let the people around me travel. Like, I tag along almost.
I see. So if everyone was doing a human sacrifice, I'm kidding.
Yes, I would be the one sacrificed. Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to be
Yeah, no,
sacrificing.
it would probably be something
You go to Louvre.
yeah, that's in France, but
I know.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, I would walk to the Louvre. No.
Exactly. That's your grand exit, is to just go to another fucking country. Walk
Yeah,
across
no.
the channel.
Yeah, I would have to see what was available because you never know. Like I don't know if I don't know how hard things are to get into.
That's what she said.
Why would
Why
she
would
say
she say that?
that?
Yeah, she's I don't know, she's got
Maybe
fucking
she's a
Parkinson's or some
lesbian.
shit. I don't know.
Maybe she's a lesbian. Don't judge.
She's got Parkinson's. It's just how it goes.
Parkinson's.
Yeah.
It's making less and less sense.
Mm.
Thank you, hun. All right. Sengoku!
Yeah, what up?
Where you want to go, bruh?
I'd probably go to Italy. Would be top of my list.
Oh, hell yeah. What, would you fly? Would you sail? Would you drive?
I drive there. Yeah, I just drive.
Would you
That's
drive
my answer. I'm
You're
sticking
so
to it.
You're so toasted.
while you're there? Would you get a rent a car and drive around, or do you have family that would be driving for you? Or
No, I mean I do have family, but I wouldn't want to be burdened with a bunch of strangers. You know, even that they are family in quotations. It's like, you know, I don't know
blood
them.
relation does not equal. Okay, I get what you mean. Does
Yeah.
not equate to knowing them.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so I'd definitely rent a car and be able to just go where I want to go. I really don't like doing traditional tourist stuff, so that would really turn me off. The idea of like I don't do tours and things like that.
Okay.
I hate standing around, especially in Italy where it's like the place where I literally as part of my studies studied like classical history. So I don't want to
Right.
stand there and have someone tell me about, a building that I've read up on, explain the Colosseum to me for like, the layman, whereas this is like really something I'm passionate about. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
So none of those fuckheads.
Yeah, I really I'd want to go to Rome for like a day, but like I really don't want to be there too long because it's kind of a nightmare from what I hear. It's just a lot of people jammed in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely, especially in the Vatican Square.
Mm-hmm.
What sets Italy apart, in your opinion, from other places you could go to?
Well, for me, it's like it's a thing of like my historical lineage and stuff. Like my mom's family's directly from there and stuff like that. And also I just think it's culturally unique. Especially the ancient stuff. The Roman Empire and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, seat of culture, seat of power. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so much of Western society has been formed on the kind of the backs of Roman culture, so it'd be very cool to kind of see the places where all this where it all came from.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What and who would you take with you here?
Well, I'd definitely take my girlfriend. That's she's my traveling partner, so she'd have to listen to me drone on endlessly about a bunch of boring shit she doesn't care about.
So So you don't want to go on the tour guides yourself. You'll become her tour guide. I get it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. The tour she doesn't want. She does not want. You know.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, that'd be a lot of fun, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're there, what are the major activities that you get up to? What are you most looking forward to there?
Well, I mean, you know, in my humble opinion, it's the best food in the entire world. Comes out of that little boot. So, I would obviously just like really enjoy going around, eating all the authentic, because I really want authentic stuff. I wouldn't want to go to like, you know, like I don't understand people who go and like they're like, well, what's Italian McDonald's like? It's like, no, I don't want the popular restaurants. I want to find some like, you know, like small town kind of place where it's like some old Nona, you know, making stuff, and that's really what I want to enjoy.
Hello, we are Olivetos. We have some of the finest traditional cuisine, but we can only fit about 30 people in our facility.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Although, just McDonald's and places like that often have like a regional menu. It is interesting to see what the regional menu items are.
Come on, Sky.
I didn't say eat them. I said see them.
It'll look at them and be like, "Oh, can I get your menu? Oh, thanks." And you just walk out the fucking door and never come back. Oh, they have squid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, don't care for that. And yeah,
You're
like
saying you don't want squid sandwiches?
See, I will try anything, including the things that I know won't be good.
I don't see the point in that.
Because
what?
Just because.
You can't just say because. The rest of it.
No, it's because you know, it adds a memory. That's entirely why I sample everything, is because I file it away in my brain.
Well, in fairness, I don't know that there's a lot in Italy that I would try that is foreign to me, right?
Yeah.
You know, unlike other places, it's not something where I'd just be like, oh, this is wild and wacky and I've never tried it before. It's like, well, I was raised culturally in, you know, Italian cooking and things like that, so it's pretty, you know, I just want to see what a professional does with, like, you know, my family's recipes, essentially. So if there's something I don't like, I just wouldn't eat it, because it's not, I know what I'm signing up for. But yeah, and just visiting, like, I want to go, like, near my family's, like, town, La Dispoli, which is on the, what would that be, the west coast? It's kind of, like, near Ostia, which was the ancient Roman port city.
Hell yeah.
To the north, there's some Etruscan, like, grave, like, tombs and stuff like that, so just kind of exploring all the historical sites would be my main interest, because I'm a nerd.
Hell yeah. Historical, I mean, there's so much history baked into the very walls of that entire city, let alone every other location. Like, you could walk down towards Naples and find amazing shit. So, yeah, I completely support that, man. Is there anything in particular that find would be a danger about traveling here?
Well, I mean, you have the Roma, right? Like, also known as gypsies. I know it's an offensive term, but you got them. You know, a lot of Catholic priests floating around, so that's a natural danger.
Yeah, naturally. Well, you're older than 5, so I think you got a chance.
Yeah, but I'm cute as a button, so, you know.
Oh, he's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucked.
Yeah, a lot of tight pants Italians, you know, so gotta be wary of that. But yeah, otherwise, just gaining a shit ton of weight, I guess. I don't know.
Eating all the food.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Food comas. Just spending the whole vacation in a food coma.
Do you feel that you would fit into or stick out in this kind of environment?
Oh, definitely stick out. I mean, like, it would be very apparent that there's a big difference between descent Italians and Italians, right?
Okay.
You know,
Yep.
like if you like look at like even like a mafia movie, those are not what Italians from Italy are like. You know, like I do not fit in with a modern day Italian, so I would be very much like I don't think I'd stick out because there's so many tourists, but I don't like I wouldn't blend in either. You know, I'd be what my family would call a manja cake, which is basically a cake eater, which they claim white bread tastes like cake, so that's kind of their term for most Canadians.
I mean, they're not wrong.
No. So yeah, I would stick out pretty hard.
You know, sticking out is the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Max.
Hi, Max.
Hey, meeting time?
No,
No,
stream
stream time.
time.
God damn it.
Welcome to the stream.
I was gonna tell you that the meeting is in an hour.
Oh. I'll go back
So
to
I said, "Hey there."
I'm gonna go back to recording then.
Goodbye. He even literally said, "Hey, don't worry yet." Oh my god, this motherfucker.
And that was a Max cameo.
Mm-hmm.
Mao in. It's all good. That's still funny. But yeah, no, I hear where you're coming from. Like, just because like you got the name and you got things that you know about the culture does not mean that they'll see you as, you know, they won't look at you and be like, oh, well, you're better. It's better to have you than anyone else. They'll just be like, nah, you're another fucking tourist.
Yeah, it's kind of like if I took you guys to
Right.
like Quebec, like if I was walking around like Montreal with you, I could tell you a lot about Montreal, but like I'm not a Quebecois. Like I'm not, you know, I'm not super fluent in the language, and like, you know, I'm not culturally a Quebecer, so it's not, you know, I wouldn't just blend in. I would just be like seemingly a very well-informed tourist.
A well-informed tourist is a great way to put it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. While you're here, is there anything that you absolutely would not engage in? No practices you'd find. Just look at that and you're like, I'm not getting into that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go to the Vatican. I have like zero interest in the Vatican, so, you know, unless there's some sort of murder mystery, i.e. Da Vinci Code thing I get stuck in, I'm not really interested in hanging out near, you know, that institution, so, you know.
Rona is rolling in her grave.
Who is?
Your Nona is rolling in her grave.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and I wouldn't go on any, like I said, any guided tours or anything like that.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah. There's one or two places I would go on a guided tour, but most of them are a fucking scam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want to go. I don't want to go on like a gondola ride or whatever they're, you know, like.
What, you don't want to go on a Venice little ride in a little gondola?
I sure don't.
I don't mind a tiny boat.
It would just be like Shrek in a boat. It's not a great look for me.
Now I'm imagining this fucker pushing real hard into the wire to get your ass wherever you need to go.
Yeah, no. Not
having to dodge your legs as your kneecaps are dipping over the sides as a little tiny fucker. Oh, that'd be funny. For sure. And last question: do you have any big plans for the last day that you'd be? What would be your finale engagement? What you would do?
I don't really know. That's a tough one. I don't know that there would be a huge finale necessarily.
We last day you to finally compare, you go to a fucking Olive Garden.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, I'd probably like end in Rome and just do like, you know, I guess probably the only touristy thing on the last day, just kind of, you know, go to the Colosseum and
that sounds fun.
Do that kind of shit, you know.
So have Rome, the packed, most busy day, be your last day.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
It's either well, I mean, you fly pretty much if you're gonna fly in, because in retrospect, driving there probably won't work out. You're gonna fly in and out of Rome, right? So you're gonna start in
Right.
Rome and end in Rome. So
And
That's fair. Okay, I see your logic.
The crowdedness of Rome will make the flight feel less packed.
True. Yeah.
All those sardines slammed in there.
Yeah. And I'll fight the Pope if I get a chance.
Hey, bada boopy. Oh no, that sounds like a grand old time, my dude. Phoenix, where would you like to go?
So, I got a couple of places at least.
Well, let's
think-
talk about the first one.
I think the first and foremost one I would like to visit is, of course, Japan.
Okay, this is understandable. Japan is someplace that I think is on. I think it's on just about anybody's like within their top 10 places to go. Is definitely Japan.
No, I don't know
Go ahead.
anything about Japan.
I would like
Yes, thank you, Saitama.
to fly out there. One of the things I'd like to do there at least. Think it's the bullet train as well. That
Oh
seems like a lot
yeah,
of fun.
zooming. How fast does that thing go again? Fuck, it's
Ugh.
fast.
300 plus miles.
Yeah, it fucking burns rubber.
No rubber
And,
involved.
With me, there's never rubber involved.
Nice one.
Heyo.
what sets it apart? How
Yeah.
tourist friendly it is, in my opinion.
Oh hell yeah, for sure.
It's very tourist friendly and very technologically advanced.
There's a vendor for everything. Go ahead.
There is. You could literally get like fucking cyberpunk vendors out there. Like you get like just
Oh, yeah.
fresh made food from a vendor.
Yes, and apparently it's like really good.
Yes. As a foodie as well. Food is also another reason why I want to go to Japan.
Fuck yeah.
But who would I take with? All of you. All of you.
Yeah,
Hands
buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, bud.
That seems like it would just be an absolute blast.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And when we're not having fun in any of the big cities as well, like maybe visiting out through like the other countrysides as well,
Oh yeah. Fuck
and
yeah,
seeing
bro.
some of the scenery out there.
Eating some of the ramen.
Oh hell, I'm interested in those fucking Wagyu farms.
Oh hell yeah, bro.
That stuff. That's the way to go.
Remember, $100 for 8 ounces, so we better make it worth it.
Yeah. And what would I be most looking forward to? One thing I really want to try there is that conveyor ramen place.
Oh shit, yeah.
Like you get like I think either a tablet or a little menu, and you choose what you want, and it comes out to you on a conveyor. Or they just have like express ones there at least. It's whatever coming out on that conveyor is what you get. That seems like
Don't you pay when you order, like you sit down and you pay for it, and then you can just grab that shit off the conveyor belt. It's really cool.
yeah. Besides food, probably a lot of just in general merch I would buy.
Yeah.
Arcades as well.
Would
That too.
You go down the Shibuya district?
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
That's some of the good stuff. Yeah, I think I'd probably would I blend in or stick out? That's up for debate. I am very reclusive, and Japanese society is very be normal, and then you have those who stick out as well. I
For
don't
sure.
really like to stick out, so I think I would blend in with the society pretty well.
Fuck yeah,
what would
bro.
I absolutely not do? You.
Aw.
You
Giggity.
got his hopes up.
I didn't really think that out,
You
though.
take
What would I
you
not
take
do
him all
there?
the way to Japan, and
Wait till you see Wyatt in a kimono.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, God.
hell yeah.
Does that technically count as pants, though?
No,
No. It's like
Distinct-
it's like a muumuu.
I picked a distinctly pantsless outfit.
Yeah, it's a samurai muumuu.
Get you in one of the, oh, God, what are they called? Mawashis, I think, like the sumo wrestlers.
Fuck yeah. Oh yeah, because the Japanese amateur wrestling is like fucking huge.
Yeah. I don't think there would be a grand finale. You know, it's when I go here, I don't really plan for finales. I think of what all I can do within the short span that I would be there, and then be content and head home.
The correct answer is seppuku.
Yes, you're right. I will commit Sudoku.
You're gonna do Sengoku. I get it.
Yep, you won't do Wyatt,
He's a
but
pretty
you do
man.
Sengoku. And
Yep.
White is zooked right now.
In fairness,
I am happy.
the kimono would fit me like just like a shirt, like a t-shirt, so I'd be full Pooh Bear in it all over the place.
he's completely Donald ducking it.
Donald cucking it. Hell yeah. Well, it is back to me. The next place that I would want to go is Spain, to my ancestral homeland. Making my way on over to España would be fucking cool. Multiple reasons. Well, first and foremost, of course, I'd be flying out to there, but I would definitely love to rent out a vehicle to drive and go to the places that I'd like to go see. But at the same time, part of me is also like, just take the fucking buses or take the train. That could be cool. I've been considering taking a. My mom was talking. I'll explain that. But there's another trip that might be able to do down to Texas. That isn't super expensive, so that could be really cool.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, what sets this place apart from everything else? So the cool thing about Spain is that its history is actually a mixture of Roman, Northern Germanic, and Saudi Arabic and Islamic. So, because Spain was the battleground of Christianity and Islam, after it was the battleground of fucking the Romans and the Carthaginians. So it is this badass history that culminates into this like multiple different physical structures, buildings, history that kind of weaves itself within the towns. And the structure of the building and stuff, this still has some of the Roman architecture. It still has some of the Islamic mosques. It still has some of the amazing like scrolls that were saved from these Arabic worlds about ways to produce medicine, different games that the people of the ancient times played, and these different like events and structures that just sound exciting. I would most want to travel to the town of my grandfather's birth of Valencia just to see it. See what on my father's side, where we came from. Like we have a lot of Spaniard in us, so a lot of our ancestors were fucking each other while in Spain. So I'm excited to see what kind of place it can be. And there's a lot of things that I would be interested in doing. Where would I like to go while I was there? I would go through a lot of the Barcelonian, like the Gothic Quarter and the Las Ramblas. Look really fucking cool. Like these traditional structures that have literally been up for over 1,200 years. I'm like, that sounds fucking awesome. And there's these big open like areas with these fountain structures that are just, getting to flip the coin into the fucking water and blah, 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 blah. Making my way through the Alhambra, going through the Moorish territories would just be a fucking marvel, especially traveling through Toledo. Toledo actually has the most influences of Spaniard, Arabic, Judean. Like you can see from synagogues to mosques to Christian churches, you can see their construction of different variant buildings with these different styles from these different cultures that have grown up and survived and had to, these different people that have had to, get used to each other or kill each other. And this is one of the places where they kind of got along. So it'd be really cool to experience that. Who would I take with me? Well, I would definitely be interested if I could take my dad and we could travel there, or if I could take my brother and we could travel there. Me and my brother, we don't have the same father, but it'd be really cool to have having this ancestral family, like getting to have that sensation. I don't know what, odds are I'd get there and I wouldn't really feel it, but part of me looks at it and says, hey, this is where I come from. So maybe I'll have a connection to it. Maybe I'll grow interested. Or maybe I'll go there and think, wow, this is a lot of old ass fucking rocks. Entirely possible. What activities? As I said, I would enjoy not just golfing it, but I would love to see the local, the little fucking local events that could be taking place. There's one major event, but I would set up my week so that it would be the last thing. So I'll get to it in a moment. But there's a grand event that everyone should know about Spain that I would absolutely be partaking in, and I'd probably make it my last day to be there. But I would love to go to Madrid and eat at several of the local, like, just these local cuisine, like barbels, and eat at like a bistro, like a traditional Madridian bistro would be fucking fantastic. I would enjoy seeing some of the vineyards up in La Plaza, or making my way to Zaragoza and getting to just fucking walk amongst these beautiful fucking buildings. Oh my god, they make you moist. I've thought about this for a while, if you can tell. I would absolutely enjoy that shit. Would I stick in or stand out? Well, I would stand out as a honky. No, I'm kidding. No, most people in fucking Spain are white. Where I would mix up is that I know enough Spanish to survive. I do not know enough to be able to just carry on like a casual conversation. I would say, dos cervezas, por favor, and shit like that,
But you have to say, you have to say it with a lisp.
Dos cervezas, por favor. Hell yeah. But yes, I would definitely stand out, and I would have maybe a little bit of trouble or a lot of trouble. It just depends on which location you go to. Like, if I'm traveling through Zaragoza, I'm gonna have a fucking awful time. trying to convey my meaning to people. But while I'm in like Barcelona or Madrid, most of them are English speakers, so it kind of comes naturally. But once you start traveling to the cities that get smaller and smaller, same thing as before. It's a real motherfucker. What is something that you absolutely would not do here, and what are the dangers? There are human trafficking of tourists is become quite the problem since the rise of COVID. When several tourists were literally unable to leave the country, there was a rise in people who were saying that they could get people out of the country, and all they did was kidnap them and sell them into human trafficking. And the human trafficking in Spain has increased by 12% since 2019. So it's all about, don't trust, only stick with reputable trip advisories. Trust only, with the backing and coverage. Never just, hey, someone drives up and is like, oh, you're trying to get to this place. Well, you know what? 20 equivalent dollars and I'll get you there right now and shit like that. Don't trust it. Don't believe it. Also, there is a there is very low, but it's slowly on the rise because of several things. A rise in gang-related activity. So not like not like Mexico with like cartels or nothing, but just be careful and be safe. Cover yourself financially. You carry a card. Do not carry cash. That's, in my opinion, something that you need to just about anywhere these days. But there's some places you need cash. It's understandable, but it would be best if you used a card because someone steals it and you can cancel that shit. What is something you absolutely will not do here? I, without a doubt, would avoid eye contact with anyone. No, while I'm there, there's very little that I wouldn't do aside from getting engaged in small town politics, which is very easily to do in Spain. Apparently, they like to bring people into their problems, and so I'm going to avoid that shit as best as I can. What is the grand? Go ahead.
I got one for you, Wyatt. You wouldn't run the bulls.
And the grand finale is that I would run with the bulls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
You would
that was
actually
literally the grand finale. I would absolutely, and have been saying that I will absolutely do it ever since I watched Jackass get run over by bulls when I was a young boy. And then I have watched on multiple occasions the running of the bulls. That's the other thing I won't support. While I'm there, I will never watch a matador match. Mm-hmm. That is cruelty to animals, and I do not support matador work. People forget that, they think it's just the Olay dropping the fucking flag. No, they fucking murder that fucking bull. Like, they fucking dodge it, throw spears in its head, usually about 3, and then they use a saber and kill it. I do not support that. But the running of the bulls, I support, and I say, hell yes, this is fucking amazing.
That's just cruelty to people.
Yeah, fuck them.
It's still animal cruelty, but at least people are getting
humans are getting their comeuppance. Yeah, because when a matador gets gored to death, everyone's sad. When people get fucking buck schmucked on fucking running of the bulls, it's expected. That's why they all wear white shirts. So when it gets covered in red, person's been fucking gored. But yes, I would do the running of the bulls if it was the last day, because I know for certain I'd be having to get medically evac'd from the fucking country.
Have fun getting shipped back to the U.S. with a horn up your ass.
Hell yeah. Well, that's why it would be my last day, so then I have a reason to stay in Spain and be like, hey, sorry guys, I got gored through my thigh and I might bleed out here. So yeah, just send my best and remember, I guess just send Oz my fucking PC parts. But that would be me. How about you, Sky?
Probably France.
De français about de français.
Yeah, because just the architecture, the history, the number of museums, it just would be a grand old time. It would be, there's so much to see. Just soak that up like a sponge.
What about France that draws you over other places?
Well, I mean, they like this. They do have the Louvre. They have the Arc de Triomphe. They have. It's just there is a lot of history and
If someone regularly
And we
goes to
have
the Louvre,
family
does that
there.
mean that they're a loser?
Boo. Flog this man.
that was bad, and you should feel bad.
I don't. When it comes to France, who would you take with you here?
My family, because like we do have family there, and yeah, like I would take my family.
Whole group of losers.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
What activities are you most looking forward to?
Well, seeing all of the sites, the museums, and it's a similar thing than if I was to go to Italy. Is there's so much gorgeous, landscapes and buildings, and there's a ton to see.
So just sightseeing. I see how it is.
Well, and
Stare at all the food.
and eating tons and tons of eating.
Obviously.
They have to roll me back on the airplane.
When it comes to France, what is something that you would not want to do, and what are some dangers you might have to experience?
Well, the dangers are probably similar to most places.
I'm pretty sure right now you can still get caught up in some of the riots, I think, that are happening there.
Yes, thank you for bringing up the yellow shirts riots that are still going on, and people are still dying in them, and as a product of it, and not much is getting done.
Yeah.
Like, you could be fine 1 second, and the next thing you know, your street's flooded with both police and rioters, and then tear gas is deployed.
Oh yeah, where on some evenings it mirrors quite literally the French Revolution, is what many state, as right outside the Notre Dame, innocent people are literally being beaten with sticks.
Yeah, well, so there's that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're being beaten with baguettes, for the record.
Oh, fair enough.
Which, interestingly enough, that's the word for stick. A baguette is a stick. No joke.
Now
That's actually what it is. It's called stick bread.
That counts. That's amazing. Stick bread.
Yeah, un bâton or un baguette is the word for stick.
Bâton. I knew bâton or baton.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not know baguette.
Yep. I'll hit you with those French facts.
Sounds like a sticky situation.
Damn it, Wyatt. But yeah, no, it's yeah. That's about it. thought I had more to say, but I didn't.
Wow.
The only thing I'd want to see in France is the statue of Vercingetorix. That's a pretty great one. I just want to travel to all the places where Romans made people their bitch. That'd be pretty great. Yeah.
Beautiful. Anything else that you'd like to share? Is there anything big you do on your grand finale?
I'm not really one for grand finales.
Wow, I'm the only one that likes to end the adventure off with a bang.
I guess. Or a bull.
Huh, that's a load of bull. All right. How about you, Sankoku?
Well, let's see. I mean, Japan was my choice. So instead, I will just do a kind of a general Scandinavia.
General Scandinavia.
So a little Sweden,
Okay.
little Norway, maybe Finland.
Yeah, what sets this apart? What draws you there? The Norse culture? Or?
Well, yeah, because like I said, I'm a huge nerd, and the big three for me, as far as like my interests go, is Roman, Sengoku Jedi, and
Japanese.
like Norse Viking culture.
Yeah.
Right. So those are my three kind of areas of historical interest.
So basically, your historical interest is essentially the game For Honor, but in real life. Got it.
Yes. Is the third one Roman though? I think it's like knights, isn't it?
Knights, Italian knights, Flemish.
Oh,
Yeah, and literally one of the characters is a gladiator, and another one is based off of a legionary of Rome.
Right. Okay. Fair.
It's literally
I've never played the game, but yeah.
Don't worry. That's why you and me are friends, is because same exact thing. That's how I explain people. What are your interests? The real history behind For Honor.
The reality
Not
is
that fucking gamey shit.
The reality is, I'm just very interested in unique ways people kill each other, and
warrior culture.
Those three cultures did it really interestingly. So
hell yeah.
So yeah, I would probably want to bring a friend who's really into Norse culture as well. I'd bring maybe you nerds, because I know you guys are. So that'd be pretty cool. I mean, fly there would be the practical one. Sailing would be the most appropriate, though. Let's see. Activities. It'd be really cool to see some of the, historical, like, ships they've dug up and things like that. It'd be also very cool to experience the culture, because it is quite different than what I'm used to. It'd be very cool to, just kind of like, be absorbed in modern day Scandinavia, like see what the Swedes and the Norwegians and things like that. Also, it's like the home of like a lot of heavy metal, so
yeah,
I'd be a big fan of maybe going to a show or doing something like that while I'm there. Major dangers, there's always the Jotun and sea serpents and
fuck yeah.
No, in seriousness, I have no idea what. It's like one of the safest places in the world, so I'm assuming just like ice,
literally
snow.
It is. Oslo is the single safest city in the entire world.
Yeah, so I can't think of too many dangers offhand there.
Getting tripped.
Paying too much for a souvenir.
You murder your wallet. That could be a danger too.
I feel like I would fit in physically, because they're all a bunch of giants, and they would be kind of like
they are.
I would be like I'd be most aligned with their average height. At 6'5", that's kind of like I feel like I would blend in that capacity, but culturally not at all. I would stick out like insanely,
but they're okay with that. So
yeah. What's something I would not do here? Other than I would definitely not go to IKEA. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm not a huge fan of fish, and they like a lot of fermented
Yeah, I was
fish.
gonna say we've talked. You don't like fish, and then I'm just like, bro, that's like 90% of what you're gonna eat.
Yeah, I would try a lot of it, but I'm more interested in I'd probably stick to like some sort of elk or something. They have a lot of elk up there, so probably try and do that more than the fish. But I like fish, just not like super fishy stuff. Like, what's that really gross fermented fish one that they do?
Fuck, I know what it is. It's not
Yeah,
food
it's the-
sig.
It comes in a like a tube of toothpaste.
The one I'm talking about comes in like a can, I believe.
It's
Oh.
the worst fish ever. Like
Yeah.
it smells awful.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I would try it, but I'm not. I don't think I'd really like go too far with that.
Oh.
Try one fermented fish, you've probably tried them all.
Yeah, rakfisk. It's called the rakfisk.
Mm-hmm.
It has the most foul, and then there's the surströmming. Is the fermented, lightly salted Baltic sea herring that has the single most rancid smell ever.
Yeah, other than that, I do pretty much anything. I don't know. Maybe not go to the ABBA museum or something. I don't know, but
Go to the ABBA museum? Are you fucking kidding?
yeah, I probably wouldn't.
Mm.
Although "Gimme Gimme" is one of the greatest songs.
Gaga.
No, not that one. "Gimme Gimme a Man Before Midnight." That one.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, the one you're thinking of is Gitchy Gitchy. Yeah, it's Gitchy Gitchy.
Got a big fat cock. Jimmy's mom has got it going.
And
yeah.
I don't know, grand finale. I'd probably want to take her out in a long ship. Maybe I'd finally be able to have the funeral I always wanted.
Oh yeah, I promise I'd give you that funeral.
I
I'd also
appreciate
be
that.
the one to have killed you.
Well, I got to go to Valhalla somehow, so.
Yep. We'll fight in melee combat, but I will have poisoned you the night before to give a certainty that you'll die and me a chance to fight you.
I was gonna say that's the only chance you have. You'd have to take me out like in Gladiator,
I'd take you out like a million ways to die in the West. I graze you with poison, and as you beat the shit out of me, you die.
Classic.
The way you die, thinking that you won.
Yeah. So that's it for me. We got time for one more here, so we got time to.
Absolutely. Phoenix.
Yes.
What other place that sells used underwear in vending machines would you like to go?
I personally think one of the if I wanted to be more relaxed, get raided by Somali pirates by sailing to Morocco.
Hey, Morocco.
Something just about the general style of the city of Morocco is very appealing, and it's very old school, very quiet and quaint. It's again, it's like primarily Arab, I believe. So again, it would be one of those where you have to worry about not trying to not be as offensive as possible. I'd have to do my research. But it seems like a very fun, very laid-back Mediterranean vacation, almost. As long as you don't get hit by Somali pirates.
Those pirates are coming.
Yeah.
Are there Somali pirates in Morocco? That's like a totally different part of the world. Are they?
They're in northern Africa.
So what he's talking about are members of Boko Haram and the Tessawa, who are of Somali origin, and they have sailed around Cape Town, or they have simply traveled up and through the northern bend, and have begun basically taking their pirating ways up in the Upper Channel.
Yeah, because they're usually not in the Mediterranean.
They are not. Normally, they are out. They're not even near the Atlantic. They're down. But they are technically, if you look at the map, Somalia. It's a bit of a trek, but they can get there, and they do. And they raid these vessels. I mean, they literally have nothing else to lose. For 14 years, Somalia's major form of export was or import was due to it was literally theft. That was a major form of import for the country, and was their primary form of GDP was literally boat theft.
Yeah, I just thought it was.
Because they were paid.
I just thought it was in like the Indian Ocean, like mostly, right? Like
it's mostly in the Indian Ocean, yes,
or the Arabian Sea or whatever.
But they do make their way to the Atlantic Ocean by using the oldest method in the world: their feet. It's ironic, given that they run boats. Anyways, you're saying?
Yes, tell us mores.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Besides that, setting it apart, who would I take with? Either my brother, or I know Wyatt, you're still into African stuff, so maybe you, if you're looking for something laid back.
Hell yeah, I could go to Morocco.
Really don't have anyone in my family I would take with me there. But, what activities? Take a little dip, relax, enjoy some of the Moroccan and Berber food.
Hell yeah.
How well would I fit in? I honestly don't know. I hadn't researched society there. I believe they are,
they mostly speak French.
yeah.
First thing you need to know about Morocco.
Okay.
They also have a wonderful mixed culture due to the horrible enslavement of their people by the French long ago.
Yep.
So they have French cuisine mixed with a beautiful Arabian flair.
Nice. That's something I can look forward to.
Also, yeah, as well, you'll actually be able to see on a rather common appearance, you'll be able to see the French Foreign Legion regularly doing drills out there. So you can see a bunch of dudes in a little hat.
Oh, yeah.
Who doesn't like little hats? I do.
Little hats are great.
Actually, you know who doesn't like little hats?
Who?
Groot.
That's a shame.
Yeah, he
Look adorable
thinks
in a
that's
little hat.
part of their head, and then you take it off, and it turns out not to be their head.
I can see where that would be upsetting.
Yeah, I think just maybe like doing some general sightseeing with like some of the monuments they have there, some of the architecture as well. I think it would just be a very relaxing vacation.
Hell yeah. Hail Satan indeed, and I'm very happy that we got to go on an excursion and see what deformed places that we would go and disrupt their native culture with. Very happy to see the kind of people that we are. But no, yeah, this world is a vast and beautiful thing. And we have viewers literally that come and go from every corner of it. And it is a beautiful idea to see where we could go and what we could do. And the places we'll go will never stop being a good book. Until you learn more about Dr. Seuss and how fucked up he was. But aside from that, I feel that that with this channel, you know, our group, we may be from all these different places, but Every week on Wednesday, we come together, and a little bit of where we're each from bleeds in because of our terrible accents and ideas. That's what I think brings us together. How shitty our native cultures are. How terrible, terrible everywhere except for Canada.
Hey, Scandinavia's pretty good too.
Everywhere except for Canada and Scandinavia, apparently.
Your balls have to freeze off every winter to become a decent human being.
You know, something Italy will never understand.
No.
Pasta fazool, you are a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised no one.
Go ahead.
I was gonna just say, surprised no one said something like Ireland or Scotland.
I did.
That was my
I
number
did?
3.
Yeah, I said
UK.
I said the UK.
And I was going to say Scotland simply because I find the language and culture fascinating, and shout out Western.
I'd want to go see Hadrian's Wall to see where we kept the filthy pics out.
It's fair. And then you boxed them in.
Mm-hmm.
Clever girl is all I gotta say to that. No, yes. And if you would like to be a clever girl, you should smash that like button and subscribe to An Unkindness of Idiots. We do this kind of content as well as we have different content throughout the channel. Whenever we go live, just have that bell icon clicked and you will know that we are strumming your eardrums with the sickest licks since AC/DC fell apart after the death of their lead singer. It is a grand time to get together and get to experience this with you. I think it's about time that we blow this popsicle stand.
I'm a little confused by that. AC/DC didn't fall apart when their singer died.
Listen,
they went on to continue for like 40 years.
I'm just saying they kind of fell off until Back in Black hit the sack. Let her know they're mad to be back because I'm let loose from the noose that's kept me.
Okay. Yeah.
Till that song hit the airwaves, they were kind of mid as fuck. At least for a little while. And then they,
Quick trivia fact before we go. Do you know where Barcelona got its name?
I do not.
From Hamilcar Barca, who was Hannibal's father.
Hannibal's papa. That's badass. Yeah, the head of the Carthaginians. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Till he got murdered.
As you should, because you're a Carthaginian. Now, as a filthy descendant of the Carthaginians, fuck them. Rome forever.
Good stuff.
We were only good once Rome collapsed us. Then we fixed our shit. Until then, we're just some sad little fucking. Actually, Carthaginian was actually pretty impressive, but
it was all good until your land got salted. That's the only way.
Yeah. So the funny thing about that is that the Carthage actually it existed since the time of the Greeks, the Greek Empire. But even as the Greeks fell apart, Carthage remained until the Romans said, "Hello, we would like your land." That's silly. And Hannibal is like, "I got." I love that you bring that up because all I can think of now is just fucking elephants in Spain. Hannibal's like, I'm gonna fucking wreck your ass.
The hobbits are going to Isengard.
What did he say?
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
I am surprised no one said New Zealand, now that I think about it, to go see the Shire.
And we find a lot of capybaras in New Zealand.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what? I would go to New Zealand specifically for the kiwi. The kiwi is my spirit animal.
I want to make a flag, and it's literally just a kiwi on top of the fruit. A kiwi inside of a Kia Rondo, a Kiri.
The Wiki kiwi.
Called. So it would be a kiwi on a kiwi inside a Kiri. and then it would just be all on the on a picture of Akira. So it would be a Kiwi and a Kiri, a Kiri and a Kiwa.
And make a wiki out of it.
And then make a wiki out of it, and then have a pair of keys. So it'd be a key and a kiri, Kiri, and Kira.
I thought.
Came without myself. Are you proud yet?
I'm proud, son. No, do
So
your dishes.
anyways, before I burn this entire thing down, I love you guys.
We love you too.
Stop it.
No, never.
Stop.
Are you sure that's how Sengoku feels about you?
I know Sengoku loves me.
You don't know shit.
You're still in my life after 2 years, cunt.